Today I'm speaking with Chithra Durgam, and she is a certified dentist and founder of Aesthetic Dental, Roar Mouth Guards, and also Blue Check Skill. She's been a keynote speaker for the Voice of Healthcare Summit, as well as a guest speaker for the Voice of Branding. She has done so many incredible things with marketing, working on personal branding, and she's here today to discuss all of that with us. Thank you so much for joining me today, Chithra.
Thank you so much for having me.
I feel like I'm the one who's super lucky to have you here today. So can you backtrack to the beginning of how you joined dentistry, and then how did you branch out into all of these other fields?
Dentistry, when I decided to go into it, I knew that I could do something to help, but I also knew at the time that I wanted to be able to help other dentists do the same. And I realized the only way that I was going to be able to do that is to develop my presence on social media by doing speaking, by letting people know the real side of me. In the beginning in dentistry, I thought I had to be the serious professional. I didn't realize at the time that people really appreciate authenticity, not only as a dentist, but also in terms of social media. And so I started to see such a momentum when I started to just show myself the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. It was a slow start and it just caught on. People were really interested in the fact that they sometimes have fearful of going to the dentist, but this office is doing something different. And then the more we did it, the more people were reaching out. Other dentists wanted to know what we were doing. And so that's really how it started.
Well, I think that you're being really humble. You've been featured in Gary Vee's book, right? Crushing It, because of how innovative you were in social media and in your dental practice. And the bridging of the two blew my mind at how well you can be funny and approachable and professional at the same time. So can we talk about how going into that so successfully, how that changed how you approach things going forward?
I think that for me at the time when I was doing the branding and then eventually we saw the results, from there we realized this is going to be bigger than we imagined in the first place. And it just reminds me that serendipity is so helpful and is always going to happen. And you should try to just start things and do things and don't overthink things. I think that's a tendency for healthcare professionals in general. And I realized that if I didn't just start doing things and then making modifications as I go, I wasn't going to get anywhere. And so the more that I learned about this and the more media that we got, and then we saw that it was taking off, and then we realized, okay, now speaking opportunities are coming our way. And so we started evolving with technology, and then that led us in the direction of conversation AI and voice.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. So we met on Clubhouse. I've seen your TikToks, which are incredibly fun and engaging, and then your Instagram presence. But you took all of this to such a next level, right? So you mentioned the voice skills. Let's talk about that.
Sure. I've been a big fan of Amazon Alexa since it came out. And the reason I love it so much is that young and old can really adopt to the technology so easily. And so as we started with the technology, we realized this is a really big deal and we've touched the surface of it. We can actually use it to brand ourselves, give people a deep dive into what we're doing, and let people buy physical as well as digital products on their actual skill. And the way it really starts is you get like a menu and people go through audio in terms of what they want to hear about. So it could go something like, welcome to the Dr. Durgam experience. If you want to learn more about branding, say branding. If you want to learn more about speaking, say speaking, or just say help. And then that's my voice being used on the actual skill. And then as the user says different things, it takes them to different areas and topics that may be of interest to them.
I love how excited you are about it and you make it fun, right? Because tech
I love it.
sometimes when it's new and developing can be difficult for a lot of people to understand. I want to talk about what you're doing with digital planning as well. So what is the digital planner that you're using to help with navigating both dental and medical health?
I actually put together a planner through GoodNotes that people can use to be able to write notes about their various dental, vision, medical visits that they have. And I really saw a need for this and trying to manage what my parents are doing, what my kids are doing, what we need to do next with each specialist is really a daunting task. I was like, we need to find a solution to this. So I started to putting together a planner that people can use. And so when they go for appointments, they can write down what the doctor says. They can make notes of what's the next thing they have to do. It makes a huge difference just in organization and peace of mind. And as a mother myself, I always need any tool that's going to make my life easier. And so this is something that we're rolling out in the next few months.
Thank you for using your voice to make so many things accessible and easier, and again, approachable and fun. So thank you, Dr. Durgam, for everything that you've done, everything you've taught me.
Well, thank you so much for having me.